Just some of the important terms of this section, and we're going to take a couple notes. If you already have the term that I'm talking about on the board on your flashcard, you don't have to rewrite it. Okay, so most of these terms you've already written down on your flashcards, but we're just going to go over the different slides very quickly. So this is a new chapter. You just need to turn to the next page of your notebook. Just label this Chapter 13A Notes. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this whole chapter is dealing with vertebrates. We said a vertebrate is a what? Shelley?
An animal that has a backbone.
An animal that has a backbone. Very good. Fun fact, this makes up, okay, so in the broad scheme of animals, what percentage is vertebrate? Because we talked about the other percentage in chapter 12, Logan.
5%.
This is very small, 5%. Okay, so it's about 5% of all animals, some different characteristics. So you need to write this down because this is not one of your word wall terms. They have what is called a vertebral column, or bones along their back. So if they are in this 5%, even certain things that we wouldn't think, like a shark, they are going to be in this category because every vertebrate has to have that vertebral column going along its back. They also have, every vertebrate has a skull and what's called a living skeleton. What does that mean? Living skeleton. What do you guys think? Kristen?
It has life, cells run through it, and need energy to
Yeah, so think about our bones are actually living. They're making stuff, right? What's in the center of our bone? What did we learn this back?
Marrow.
Bone marrow, which is active and alive. So when you hear the term living skeleton, that's what that means. It's not actually living outside of your body by itself, having its separate life, which would be weird. But living skeleton.
Like a skeleton with this one.
Living skeleton. Go to sleeping.
Nightmares.
Okay, thumbs up if you're ready to go to the next slide. Who's ready?
Oh, still
Okay. All right, so they also have an endoskeleton, and I believe you have this in, is that a word wall word?
Yep.
Yeah, so endoskeleton means what? So we talked about exoskeleton, now we're talking about endoskeleton. Jill?
Their skeleton and support is
On the inside, very good. It is made of a combination of bone and cartilage. You can jot that down. This is what we talked about. I remember what chapter it was when we talked about the skeletal system. You guys should know the difference between bone and cartilage. Where do we have cartilage on our bodies? Who can point to it right now? Show me. Okay, we have it here and here.
And between them.
Yes, it's just like a flexible bone. Who can tell me a vertebrate that is made entirely of cartilage? Allie.
Shark.
Shark, very good.
That's weird.
Oh, what is that's why they're
Yes.
all just like rolling at 360-degree thing. Like their head, their tail,
No, because they're
their
invertebrates.
cartilage.
No, I don't think they, no. Okay, so on this slide, I want you don't have to write vertebral column and skull because we already wrote that. But you do need to know that the endoskeleton, which you don't have to define because you already did that on your word wall terms, is made of bone and cartilage. And you do need to write the last one that says, most have ribs and structures supporting their limbs. What is a limb? Shake your limbs. Arms and legs.
Wait, is your head a limb?
No.
Yes,
my head
Their head is the skull.
Your head just sticks out from you.
Okay, why do we have ribs? What is it protecting?
Your heart and lungs and vital organs.
Vital organs. Very good. Appendages would be another word for limbs.
It's easier to write.
Yes, limbs is easier. So if you break your limb, you have to go get it cast.
appendages.
Okay, thumbs up if you're ready to move on. So you're only writing this one and this one. Okay, go to the next slide.
Wait.
Hurry, hurry.
I'm not supporting.
Supporting their limbs. Okay.
Just my head.
All right, endothermic. What does this term mean? This is a word wall term. And I talked to most of you about this already. Josh, what does endothermic mean?
Endothermic, it's the like mammals and
But what does this term mean?
like with warm-blooded.
Right, ability to internally regulate, right? Okay, you don't have to write this down because most of you should already have this on your flashcards. Christina, you can just do your cards after this. Okay, so endothermic, think inside. Able to maintain a constant body temperature based on where they are. So this polar bear is in a cold environment. He is still maintaining the same body temperature. Okay, write this down. So mammals and birds are the only endothermic animals. You don't have to write this down, I'm just going to talk about it. So their body temperature is maintained through a variety of means. We're not going to write this in your notes, but can we think of, I think your book probably talked about it, what are some different ways that animals can regulate their body temperature? Give me one way.
Like, doesn't the elephant like flap its ears?
I think so.
It's like Dumbo.
Okay, ear flapping cats.
They have like thick fur.
Yeah, that's the way. Yep, Jill.
They have different layers of skin, not like we do, but like different layers of fat.
Yeah, yes. Think about how, okay, so that's definitely ways to keep warm, but what are some ways to cool off? Because they do not have the ability to sweat like we do. I believe one mammal in your book has really large ears that helps you keep it cool. Yeah, okay, but what else can they do? Think about your dog.
It pants.
Panting is a way to cool off, okay? So if you have your dog outside on a really hot day, I know I have a lab and she's the world's worst. Like she's an early summer, she has 2 coats of fur, she is really, really hot. So she'll come in the kitchen and literally pant for like an hour. So that's just a way of cooling off. You don't have to put these in your notes. Can you guys think of any other ways really quickly? Logan, okay? Okay. All right. Ectothermic is what? Tell me what it is and give me a quick example. So ectothermic, Kristen.
Where it's just like its surroundings, however hot or cold it is, it's like the same, and like a lizard or a turtle.
Yeah, and we could call it what? Instead of ectothermic, we could say cold-blooded. Okay, so they are not able to maintain a constant body temperature by internal means, cold-blooded. They have to move themselves into the sun. Or a fish will have to swim to another section of the water where it's warmer in order to warm up. Here's some different types of ectotherms. We have fish, amphibians, reptiles, all invertebrates would be considered ectothermic. And you don't have to write this one. So the temperature of their body, though, is often the same as the temperature of their surroundings. But if you'll just list out a couple examples here, you don't have to write this one down. So think about the lizards that we have in the science lab. They are just going to be room temperature. Whatever that room is, that's their temperature. That's why they like to sit under the light when I turn it on. When their sun comes on in the morning, they like to go up right up underneath it because they're able to warm up. Same thing with the turtle. Every time I turn that light on in the morning, he knows. He's able to get back up there now. I guess for a couple weeks, I don't know, he just tried to climb up the ramp and kept falling. I guess he got discouraged.
Oh, yeah.
But now he's up there. So I went and turned the light on this morning and he got right up there and he just likes to sit up there with his neck craned up to the
But the
light.
thing was, when I was new taking the test, he like fell off. I heard this big huge
Yeah.
thump and I was like, what happened?
Well, the other day he was like halfway up, halfway out. So I don't know.
It's like he's sliding down the ramp.
All right, so ectothermic just has to, same temperature of their surroundings. So that's why they like it when I turn the sun on in the morning. But they have no sun over the weekend, which is sad, so. Because I'm not going to come do that. Okay, I think we're almost done. You can put this, so they have to adjust their activities to the changing temperature. If, let's say the water is really, really cold, do you think the fish is going to be more or less active?
More.
Less active.
Like
Think about
cold?
snakes. They pretty much hibernate in the winter. Remember I told you a story about the snake that I came up upon when it flooded really bad and it was really cold out and we almost walked right up on the snake. It wasn't moving a lot. It was just kind of laying there because it was probably very cold, not able to move really fast, which was an advantage for us. Okay, we don't have to do this in your notes, but what would be some different ways an ectothermic can warm up? I've already told you a couple. So what do you guys think? Shelley?
They can like move to a warm spot.
Yeah, they can move to a warm spot. What else?
Lay on a hot rock.
Yes, definitely get in the sun.
Lay on the road.
Think about a fish. Let's say if it's swimming really deep and it's cold, the fish could change locations, but it could also probably just swim a little bit closer to the surface of the water where the sun is reaching. Okay, so that is all your notes for 13A. So you guys have about 5 minutes to make sure first of all, make sure the KWL chart is completed, and that's in your science folder. And on this chart, everybody look at it and make sure you have chapter 13, cold-blooded vertebrates. Is that what you have on here?
Yeah.
Okay, so that goes in your science folder. Make sure you have your flashcards paper clipped. You can keep it in your science folder or in your notebook. And then here's your homework / in-class assignments. You're going to do the section review 13A. And then you're also going to do the application 13A in your lab manual.
Can we work with our partner?
Review it.
Yes. Hey, everybody, time out. Everybody look on page 205 in your lab manual. I'm going to explain this really quick. Everybody, even if you're not there yet, everybody look at this. All right, what you're going to do here is read each little blurb, and you're going to put whether you think it's ectothermic or endothermic. And EC for ectothermic, EN for endothermic. Any questions on that?
Yeah.
Really simple. You only have 15
I
of
have a
them.
question on one of them.
Okay? Yes.
Like, is the insects, would that be on?
It can. You can turn that off.
Or the ecto